still May 13, 2023. Um, in June of 19 at Liberty House Sheriff, the main officer, the heavy-set white guy with white hair, over the case. He told the North Canton Jackson Police the worst thing he ever did wrong, honey, is bend over and probably we can wipe that one out because they found that guy, Minnie, he was drugging me up and saying warm nightgown and blah blah, and they verified they only made fun of the back of my knees once. Well, he was also on the phone in front of the North Canton Jackson Police with someone. He made up a case to watch her before. That's funny. They what to her before? That's funny. No, it's not. See what I mean? It's fraud. You can't make something up. You can't stalk somebody. It's cold, hard court orders or it's thrown out of stocking. Fourth Amendment over the house. The right to privacy. Your husband at the time that had been trying to have you murdered cannot hire someone to stalk you, kick in your door, break in, date rape, drug you, lie they have sodium pentothal reports, so you're sleepwalking, to frame you, and then Photoshop shower scenes and stocking tapes. It's not admissible. Nor can anybody look or listen. They can go to jail for stalking me, though. It's entrapment. And then drugs, rape, beat, human trafficking. That's where that agent better not have known about their stalking tapes, because then he knew I was being human trafficked, raped, drugged, beat, curled up in a ball, sick, almost passing out, and he didn't help me. And that they were sex trafficking videos of me and Dave in bed, shower scenes in the other room, then he would have known everything. Everybody's still talking about that agent going to that church. They verified April 15, 16, or 23 to her son Danny. That, where they had got Eric High. They kept leaving Eric and Steve's name on everything. And police departments were looking for him for stalking. And then they got Eric High on November 18, 22, 2 to 6 p.m. Walmart 62 by the hair salon. Screams out a full confession. Okay? ID'd as Eric November 24, 22. The nurse to the Canton officer. We all heard that Eric made fun of us for falling for this. And said, well, the lady officer's like, well, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. When I tried to report what happened at that bank, I also tried to tell him somebody told on me at that church. He called me a liar. Now, Dave, on April 15, 16, 23, legally tapped phone, told Danny, our son, that he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. He was the only one up there taping me unaware and doing all those things. Alright? He didn't know why that guy confessed, because they drugged him and told him to say it. Those amnesia drugs, tape rape drugs, it's not funny doing that. Okay? And that Pete has it set up, so you can get no money. It's not admissible. Police and agencies can only be in a home under threat of life with statements. It's entrapment. It's a legal search and seizure. The Department of Justice looks at their home as a castle. It's a severe Fourth Amendment violation. You can't be in somebody's home. If the FBI could be in anybody's home, they'd be in the mafia's homes. Instead of sitting out in their little vans. And President Nixon couldn't pop in office. Officer Reinhard Lewiswood came over and said a government official was worried about me. Said, I was telling them about how they're saying they had drug confessions, I had bruises, I was throwing up, and they said they put a shower scene in the room. He crossed his arms, giggled like a little girl. I don't care what they say they got, I don't care what they say they did. Until, well, the Canton FBI took your statement and agreed to protect you, they'd even go to jail for being in your home. It's illegal to watch somebody alone in their home. We could never look or listen. And that's where when I confronted the Portage County Sheriff, they denied all knowledge of this, and it was none of their officers, and what these people are saying they did is illegal. Because there's no court order. Dave said, he hired some guy named Pete on his own to do that. Okay, then he said, Dad said there was an agent up at that church asking about the threat on her life. Said he even talked to him. He said he was the only agent from that agency looking into it. Okay? So when I tried to tell that agent the next day that somebody told on me, called me a liar. Now, either that agent is that corrupt, he did go tell on me, or it was Pete on his own pretending. I tried to tell him on the recorded line that somebody at that church had showed, agent had showed up. You liar. Oh, even people in Akron? We went over to that church, and they all seen him. An officer verified he seen him. November 6, 22, Trinity Gospel. And then he didn't tell on him before, but he told on me before. I called him back. I tried to tell him what happened at Giant Eagle and the Huntington Bank, because I didn't know if there was a camera above the bench. Either say you're lying or arrest you. Did you know if there was a camera above that bench when it came up behind? I don't know. Either say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. Badgering Laws, Department of Justice, 1729. It's illegal to call somebody a liar. It's obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, and tampering with witnesses. Maybe plead for my life. Then list me informant for life. And $5,000 a month. I'm opening an account today. You'll have that money from now on for working this case, and you'll have a life of peace as an informant. Even when you tell, we'll always put it back as if it never happened, only for you and only for you. What do we do this for? You can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case, and you have that money to live on. But if you tell someone else you're crazy, no one will be. What did I just say? Somebody told on me differently now. He can't list me crazy. An FBI agent tried to tell an informant out of state that they couldn't say anything. Got an attorney and sued him. And the press ripped him a new one. If that agency thinks they can back any agent telling anybody they can't say anything, they better shut that agency down. They don't have authority. They're only hiring law enforcement. It takes a sitting judge to take your freedom of speech away. See what I mean? We live in the United States of America. We have a right to privacy. We have a right to remain quiet. We have a right to an attorney. So, and the next day a heavyset officer showed up. White guy with white hair. I just got back from asking Dave about the threats on our life. Well, Katie's leaving threats in the mall. Right? So, yeah. Nothing they have is admissible. They can't even admit. Now, if they told that agent they were stalking me, he didn't arrest him. That means he knew they were drugging me and leaving bruises and beating me. He didn't arrest him. He knew that Pete was raping me, leaving me with a personal infection. Dave was human trafficking me and pimping me out. They knew about the shower scene. They were sex trafficking videos of me and Dave in bed. And they were taping everybody in the bathroom. That's how they got the shower scene in the other room. He knew that, and they were obtaining and dispensing kiddie porn. He didn't arrest him. That makes him an accessory. Didn't say he knew any of that. Choose words carefully. Told you, I didn't believe it was real. So I Googled the office he said he was at, and I found him when Dave was threatening Dixie and the baby's life. That lady yelled out, well, he's got a list. I'm working on it. He heard him. Dave's phone's legally blocked from that case. And then when I seen him in November, that guy that's trying to kill me, down the road, he took off through the side roads. I called down there. Tell those police to get a hold of it. We're busy. They were too busy, and the serial killer's down the road. I had almost been shot in the head driving. I had stalkers coming at me. People are showing up in Walmart line. They have sodium pentothal reports and saying crazy stuff. And that they drugged me and told me to say stuff in front of investigators and the police. That agent opened a real case with statements on September 27th, 18. And he was too busy to look into anything. They said where Dave was dating Michelle, retired Judge Pete's daughter. And then that Lauren, the heavy-set blonde girl, and that dark-haired girl, one of them, those other girls, is an officer's daughter. And he called up and lied to them. Why would he believe him? I said he didn't even bother to watch one house tape. There is so many crimes. And that's where that one guy I went out to eat with in January. I got a friend on the police department. They knew that case that agent opened. that they knew about the Texas group involved in your case. I said, oh, the Kingsmen. He said, is that what they called themselves? He said there was a retired judge in Texas involved, and they went down to question him and killed himself. There's another judge in another state, this big human trafficking scam. He said, and they're going to use that case, that agent opened with you to get these people. 3 weeks later, they did an 800 people sweep. See, there's legal surveillance of protected home custody with statements that'll stand up in court without me. They can't dispute it. There's nothing before he took my statement and that it would be illegal to look or listen, because then you don't have to worry about putting two clips together, put her in a porn, or we drugged her and told her to say it before, and they admitted that they were using sodium pentothal, a lethal outlaw drug. You say yes to anything. And like I said, they got Eric High and had him confess. See, like they said, we always knew they were drugging her before. That's why no way. And they already knew the tapes before were them and not me. They've run around bragging since 18 in front of investigators. The undercover police already interviewed my whole family in 18 undercover as friends of friends or co-workers. They spoke highly of me. I've never heard anybody and nobody ever seen anything. Oh, God, I can hear. Nobody's seen anything, and I never heard anyone. My family spoke highly of me. I sacrificed for years for them to have the things they have. For Josh to have his house. We got it's not like a payday loan, but a small loan, and we paid for half. He only gave us $3,500 back, but at least gave me back something. Paid for most of his furniture, did a lot of the repairs. Picked out Danny's house, talked to the guy to sell it to him. Bought his kids Christmas for about 10 years, his kids' clothes, and went over and cleaned his house for free. John lived with me 3 different times for free. While him and Melissa were breaking up. That agent with opened that case, where Dave always complained I had men around me, had men and women. They were following everybody around. They caught Melissa telling the kids to lie, and then on Thanksgiving of 18, in a legally parked house, they were making everything up, and they were games of pretend. And the house wasn't meant for Grandma. It was meant for Auntie Shell and Papa, and Grandma needs to get out. They were making it up for the girlfriend. Sick shit. See, these are Dave's drug addict whores that got their drug dealers to come down and help run a big scam that were human trafficking people out of this area. That agent had the biggest case on his desk, and he was too busy looking at it. That money where he promised me the $5,000 a month is probably still sitting in that account. They never dispense it. After that time I called on him, he never called me back. He never moved me out. He never gave me my money. They still owe it to me. They got 800 bad guys associated with the people that were hurting me. I had over 200 drug traders and human traffickers around me. If he would have gave a damn to look into anything besides opening the case and put me in protected custody with the money, he never even gave me my money. I got raped and tortured between July and September of 19. There's a good chance that was a sheriff up there. If not, it's a Detroit. I also got human trafficked between May and June of 19. I was almost shot in the head driving within the first 45 days. I had stalkers coming at me in Walmart. I got bashed in the head, beat, and raped on 12/21/18. There's a shooting night before Christmas 18. The place is a house of horror. Somebody pulls that case. They have them dead to rights like the Amish men with the beards. See, I called that guy. That agent enlisted me informant. Had an officer talk to Dave. And Karen around the house was created. Or they call it Karen's Law. Please watch me. They take turns. They're supposed to protect 2 guys. But yeah, that mean officer, someone told him that they had made up a case to watch me. It was all made up, and they had done something funny to me because she really liked him. That's not funny. To do this to a human being. To date, rape, drug, beat, rape, and Photoshop and stalking tapes. For some drug addict whores and their psycho families thinking they can steal anything they have, everybody in life, that they can steal everything they have in life. And yeah, Dave has nothing admissible. It's illegal to watch somebody in their home. It's illegal to look and listen. They can arrest him for doing it, though.